Guess what, everybody? It's Wednesday. It's March 30th. It's still spring training. We're going to talk about the baseball, the MLB algorithm, something I've been kind of highly focused on the last few days. And it's getting to the point where, hey, we can do some videos and really show you how to update it yourself every day because it's going to come out looking crazy and you have to do some work on it, but it's going to get easier and easier and easier, especially once the season starts and we can get actual current stats in there because we're just working off last year. So let me talk about, we're going to try to do the fastest way, but we're going to explain it in detail. How do we update this for the day? And I can tell you right now, we're not going to be able to update it in the entirety today because some of the lineups are not even announced or expected yet, haven't been announced yet. So if you go to the odds on RotoWire and you click the show date thing, you're going to get games, but you're not going to get any lines because it's spring training and what lines are offered, and it's a mess. And I understand why they're not recording it yet. So that's fine. In the spirit of what we're doing, we're trying to predict outcomes of games. Let's not worry about the line all that much. Let's just do in spirit what we're supposed to do. So these games come in here, and after you paste the odds and the matchup sheet are kind of connected. And what happens is there's a bunch of games, and they're listed in this game number right here. Okay, so game number 1 is the St. Louis Washington game that comes in. Now there are other errors, which I'll talk about in a few minutes. But the actual game number is right here. And they come in rows of 2. And it's important when you create more or reduce them that you do it in rows of 2. Like you don't just copy this bottom thing here and pull it down. You gotta copy the 2 of them all the way. And you then pull them down by 2s. And that is how you get the next row. Because if you do it the other way, you get it wrong. Because there are formulas that need to be pulled down in 2s. You get this, and this is not correct. It says 2 home, home, it's wrong. So anyway, point is when you expand or reduce the number of games that you are showing, which is connected to the odds sheet once you've pasted the odds right here. Because you export it right out of here. You press this Excel export. I already did it, so I'm not going to do it again. But you can do that and paste it here, and there you go. So now you understand how the odds sheet and the matchup sheet are kind of connected. They are certainly connected, and they describe how many games are going to be displayed for the day. Now that part's done, the other big part is the lineup sheet. First thing I would do is I just cleared this or clear contents or whatever. Just get rid of all this, delete, I think, but not delete like this delete because then you're going to get rid of the column altogether. You don't want to do that. You want to just clear the contents that are right there, and then you want to go to the fantasy lineups, daily lineups. And you'll get all the lineups on RotoWire that they have so far for the day. You can see we're missing San Francisco, we're missing Milwaukee, missing the Cubs, missing all these games at the end. Well, let's copy this, Control A, Control C, and paste as text. That's this one right here, the match destination formatting one. That seems to work. You don't want to paste all the HTML that came with it. You just want to paste that text. Now you have a pivot table right here. You right click inside of it and you choose refresh. And after you do that, all the lineups that have been listed on this page from RotoWire came in, and we now are starting to check all of the names and lineups with our list, our master matrix list. And anywhere there's an error, you get this pink here. It means somebody needs to be added to the matrix. So we're going to grab all those players I'm holding down Control and using the left click of the mouse. If you hold down Control, you can get all of them one by one. Okay. And then you right click copy, and then you go to the matrix, and they go right here under the lineup name, and you want to bring those in as text. And what these are players that we clearly have to add. If they have a full name, and this is not going to put them in the right order. I got to move one guy. I got to move this guy down here. Actually, this didn't work either. That's all right. So we need to then go look up the names of these players and put the teams that they're on. And you can do that in RotoWire a couple different ways. We could look at them, search for them on the lineup, but we already have their name, so we can just be like, all right, Tampa Bay, Curtis Mead. So Curtis Mead, we have the full name already, is Tampa Bay. The Infante, all right, now here's where you can either copy this, because it's not a full name. Put it here, I don't think it's going to work, but Infante will work. And it's, was it D Infante? Wait a minute, I don't see a D. So let's look at it on here. Where is it? No, I don't want to get rid of that. Where are you? D, yeah, D, right? Diego. See, Diego, that person not even listed in the player database. It's probably because I spelled it wrong. So that's the name that goes here, and this player is this is the heart of working on the file Tampa Bay. This is about the daily upkeep of this because we haven't even gotten to pictures yet. We're just looking at the players first, and you can see we don't even have a full set of lineups yet, so we're not even going to be done as more lineups. Miles Mastrobuoni. Wow. All right. Got some fun names. Baseball will give you fun names. I'm just talking out loud as we use. I think it's still Tampa Bay, right? So Tampa Bay's we got a lot of work to do. This is showing you how to update the file when in the heart of a mess of when you got to do a lot of stuff. I'm sorry it's going to drag on, but this is how to do this. And we're not going to get the lineups correct. We're not going to get the projections correct unless we do that. So Bly is a full name, so we could just search it right here. He's on Pittsburgh. We could also go back and look at the actual D. Castillo we might already have. You can actually go back and look at the lineup sheet that we've pasted as well. But I can't think of a better way to do this you have to do this one by one. Where's Castillo? There it is, Pittsburgh. So this is going to be a Pittsburgh team. And it's, Diego. I thought Diego was in here last year. Let's look. Does this person have a history? Not in the pros. So different Diego Castillo I must be thinking of, if there is another one. Yeah, there is another one. Interesting. So here's one where, is this person on, is the same name exist twice? Yes, so there's one on Seattle and there's one on Pittsburgh. This will start to make things interesting. So, so let's look at both Diego Castillos because this presents a problem. Tampa Bay, Seattle, and this said Pittsburgh, Seattle also. So we got the wrong teams also. So Pittsburgh and Seattle, but the names are the same. And there also is going to be a different conversion here. That's not going to work. It's really this. So this gets messy. We're going to have to tie the team and the name together and create a matrix of unique teams and names. And whenever that changes, we need to be on top of it. It makes things more complicated, but that's unfortunately the only solution to that problem. And we'll see how that reflects in the batter's pivot in a second. So let's keep going. We're not done. Let's continue to bore everyone. Swaggerty. It's going to be only one, right? Travis Swaggerty on Pittsburgh is injured or not. We'll find out. You can see Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay have a lot of the new players. Donovan, I got a B. Donovan. Brendan Donovan? I'll go with that. Assuming we're talking about St. Louis Brendan Donovan. We'll find out. You'll see there'll be another place where we're going to do a check. Caballero, love it. There'll be another place where... Yeah, Jose Caballero, awesome. Love it, Seattle. Yeah, there's a second place where we can do a check to see if we got any of this wrong and put somebody on the wrong team. And Seattle. Okay, so those are so far going to be all the ones that of the lineups today. We should remove all errors. Okay, so you thought we were kind of done with something? Now watch this. Yikes. Yep. Okay. So in order to get this algorithm projection working properly, there needs to be no holes here and no duplicates also. This is a lot of work, and we have incomplete lineups. So I'm not even going to touch this yet. I'm going to just say, guess what? By the end of this video, I'm going to turn this off and I'm going to do work that's going to take even longer and get an actual projection. And I don't think it's going to be before the 1 o'clock games start because this is going to take a while. But I want to show you something else. So knowing that we're going to have bad projections, first thing you do is this P year stat. This has to do with pitchers and the years of the statistic we are using related to the pitcher that shows up over here. This needs to be set for 2021 as the default for all the games. This is a manual thing. So I just copied over the AAAs and stuff because that was for different pitchers related to yesterday. That all needs to be 21. So that's the first thing you need to do. Next, whenever you have a pitcher and nothing going on here, there's something wrong with the assignment of the pitcher's team and the year, or pitcher team or year of historical stat. So for example, Cade Cavalli. Let's go look at the pitchers tab here for that name. It doesn't exist. That pitcher is probably making a first start, is my guess. Let's double check that. And here's where we get into research and why you see this take so long. So Cade Cavalli is a primary. This guy went to AAA. So guess what I do to try to make this algorithm work? Remember these numbers. This is a 22-year-old kid who started 6 games last year, pitched 24.2 innings, went 1 in 5, and an ERA of 7.3. Oh, really? Oh, really? Okay. This is Washington, right? This is a AAA stat that we're talking about. Guy's 22, right? 6 games? I think it was 6. 24.2, right? 1 and 5 and 7.3. Okay? Well, when you go back to here now and you choose AAA, it works. And it shows that he gets rocked because he's a bad AAA pitcher and he's just making a start because somebody's daddy probably is friends with somebody he gets to play in a spring training game. So watch St. Louis with a lineup factor of 4.2 if that's accurate, and I don't know if it is because it's right here. Actually, St. Louis might be accurate. No, we're missing a 9 hitter on St. Louis. Okay, so let's go back to lineups real quick. Who's that? It's the Donovan guy. Is that a rookie? Yes. So here you have a rookie, and what we do with rookies is we don't give them any contribution value, but we add them to the list so that the batter's pivot cleans that up. So we're trying to clean up the 0 right here on the 9, and it's gone now with Brendan Donovan right there. And that makes a complete thing here. And still it says 8-2 that St. Louis rocks this guy if they let this guy pitch. And that can change around if you change the weights for this. So that is the kind of analysis that has to happen with every game. But when you do that, boy, do you have a leg up. Boy, do you have a leg up on what is going to probably happen in these games. Because that's what happened yesterday with top 10 wins in a row when I spent the time. So I'll spend the time today and I'll put the snapshot up when it's ready. But keep in mind, it is not going to be ready and it's going to be broken until this gets fully filled in. So you kind of got to keep refreshing here. And you go subscribe to RotoWire is my advice. They are awesome. They should really put this behind a paywall. I hate to say it. You should pay part of the subscription for this because this is really, really valuable, current, accurate information. Takes time, effort to do, and I think it's worth it. So good luck, everyone. Oh God, goodness gracious, we actually have streaks related to spring training. That could be crazy. A lot of cool stuff going on in the algorithm. I expect when this is done for it to have a good day again. I don't see how it doesn't because when you get the batter's pivot correct and you see who's actually playing, it's still a game, even though it's spring training. So you can expect people trying to win and so good people are going to hit the ball. Good pitchers are probably going to pitch fairly well. All the pitchers, in spring training, you never know. If anything, I'm putting a lot of faith into the lineup factor number because that's where I kind of see it in spring training is, all right, people that are already good, trying to look good, are actually probably going to try in spring training because we're all glad to be back and playing and whatever. No injuries, hopefully, so people don't play the whole game, but they are going to be playing. So it does matter for the final scores of these games, and I think it's a determinant. So it should be interesting. All right, guys, that's the baseball update. If you want it, go buy a copy. It's $100. You get it. And then go subscribe to RotoWire. You can start learning how to update this yourself so that you don't have to rely on me. Because even though I'm putting a lot of effort into this right now, boy, it's going to get boring in the dog days of summer when I have a bad run for a few days and don't win any money and don't care. That I am not going to be doing this level of detail, which is figuring out what's going on with the pitchers. Are they new starters? You also have to change them in here if they're in this. So here's another guy we probably got to add, right? Is probably making his first start. And so as soon as, you get a ton of work to do here to get through all this. So, all right, guys, good luck everyone. My all your picks be winning. Made this guy get rocked. I mean, I don't talk, poor guy, what I say, his daddy knows somebody? I'm making stuff up. Don't listen to me. But do listen to the stats. And getting rocked in AAA against a big lineup factor that looks accurate screams St. Louis crushing this game. What is the line in that game? I don't know because we don't have published lines. But in my mind, that line should be minus 250 or something. And anything better than that is a good bet on St. Louis. All right? Good luck. May all your picks be